Hello, this Hangout on air is live, and tonight on this alternate channel, Anti-War, and it's being broadcast live on Veterans Day 2018, the 100th anniversary of the Armistice Day, the end of the what I would call the most useless war in history. Imagine that, a war that went on for 4 years and killed 10, 20 million people, and for no purpose. But anyway, I was doing a review for my other channel of Hunter Rye. I thought it was Canadian Hunter Rye, but it's actually just Hunter Rye. It's kind of like a black and white label. Well, I was fascinated by that. Let me tell you, I thought, it's going to be all right. It's cheap, it ain't going to be any good. Or it might be all right. Couldn't get over it. The video goes on for like 15 minutes, but I think I made some good points because you just never know what you're going to run across when you're drinking these things. But what we're going to look at tonight, it's going to be a week before I can post that video, but I wish you could watch it right now. It's just, this Hunter Rye is perplexing. All right, that's it. All right, that's it. All right, that's it. All right. Now, what we're going to look at tonight is the McAfee's benchmark Egg Nog. I think I need to close out this day of the enormous, incredible, not to mention amazing New Orleans Saints victory over the quickly self-destructing, depressing Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, who have the longest tenured coach in the NFL, who has never won a playoff game. What happened today was just beyond the pale, inexcusable, not my problem. All right, here we go. I'll be right back from the refrigerator. Benchmark, old number 8 Egg Nog. I mean, it hasn't been on the market for too long because, heck, Benchmark's only been on the market 50 years. You say 50 years, that's a long, long time. It's not really too long. I mean, if you're 20 years old, it's long, but when you're older, it's not. But it's not long ever. Enjoy chilled, straight, or on the rocks. So I'm going to go with chilled. Old number 8 brand. We love to hear from our customers. I called that number last week. They pinpointed the stores where I could get the James Fox. I know I'm going to have to wash this glass. This eggnog is clingy. It's coating. It's sort of like a Pepto-Bismol. What a description, right? But I called Sazerac, and the guy was like, "We're in Frankfort, Kentucky," and I'm thinking, I know that. I said, "I know that." He said, "This is our warehouse area. We ship all our stuff from this big, huge warehouse." I said, "I know. I went on a tour there last year. It was incredible." So he was talking to me, and he says, James Fox, that's mostly a northern Canadian whiskey, like New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio type thing. I said, "Well, I know it's so that." He said, "Hold on, let me look it up. Louisiana." "Oh, yeah, we've got it." And they made double orders for November, December holiday schedule. He said, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," and somehow whatever he's looking up on the computer shows how much was ordered, when was the last order, who ordered it, and all of this. So I was fascinated. He said, "Okay, here's the stores that have it," and it was along U.S. Highway 90. I don't know what this Highway 90 connection is, but like if you live along US Highway 90, you can get James Fox 90 or 90 business route on the west bank of the Mississippi River, business 90 business. So the first place I walked into, there it was, 1 liter of James Fox Canadian blended whiskey for $8.99 for the 1 liter. I'm not joking, but we're back to the benchmark, which is also made by Sazerac. It's all related. This was $7.49. Now, John and Neely was talking about, let's do a eggnog hangout with the Beer Talk people, the Beer Coalition people, the International Craft Beer Review, International Beer Review Guild, Craft Beer Review Guild people. I said, I will mention that to them. I don't know if they'll go for it. I would go for it, obviously. All right. So this is the nightcap. Believe me, it's the nightcap. It'll be going to sleep time right after this. It's dark. Okay. Once the sun goes down, I go down. Generally, not always. All right. I don't know what kind of eggs and milk and cream or spices they use because I'm not an eggnog expert, but it's really good. It's thick. You know, it's not like some people like warm eggnog. You don't have to add cinnamon to this because it has a pretty good amount of cinnamon. Yikes, that has to be the heaviest bodied item I've ever drunk in my life. It's almost like a semi-solid. I know a lot of viewers that just gag on it. It's like glue, Elmer's glue, but it's sweet. It's like pie, you know, it's like custard. A viewer from Australia said, "Is it like custard?" I said, "Yes." It's like custard that I used to eat at A&G cafeteria, and like the custard pie I used to buy from Hubig's Pies of New Orleans, which never reappeared after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. But I was so addicted to Hubert's, okay. I was so addicted to Hubig's custard pie that I'm trying to think of something bad about it, that I just kept buying it. There's no downside to that. You like it, you buy it, you eat it, you buy more. All right. Oh, that is a nightcap. It has some hard candy characteristics to it, like like I'm trying to, like a candy cane, a very intense, super mentholated menthol candy cane. It might seem incredible or a lie or whatever, but I know the light is behind me. It should be in front of me, but I didn't want to go get that lamp. I didn't feel like setting that up. I don't know if most eggnog has this supremely minty character. It might throw you for a loop and you might hate it. You know, you might say, oh no, it's like Tic Tacs. It's super mentholated. I can't take it. I can't take it. It's peppermint. I think it is peppermint more than spearmint or any of those. Wintergreen, maybe wintergreen, but it's quite the item. I don't think adding cinnamon to this would be a good idea, because it is very heavily cinnamon spiced as it is, and they've got to be using regular old cinnamon. If you dribbled cinnamon on it, it would just, I think it would just, it would be too much. But the way they concocted it, and that's what it is, it's an alcoholic concoction. But the way they concocted it is just perfect. It's perfect. I mean, $7.49 for this. What a deal. Now, that's assuming you would not mind drinking on a heavy-bodied, egg-based dairy milk product, which is predominantly candy cane flavored. You got to take that into account. So it's going to be it's sort of flavor forward. I don't know how else to describe it. Flavor forward, but a good flavor. But the body might just throw you. You might just say, "Oh, it's too heavy bodied." It's eggnog, it's going to be heavy bodied. I see it as 100% positive and 0% negative. I don't see anything wrong with it. Craig Swenson says, "Good evening." Good evening, Mr. Terrio. Yes, good evening to you, Craig. Well, as we close this out, I'll tell you right now, it had been at least 20 years. I think it had maybe I tried eggnog here and there in the last 20 years, but I don't recall it. So at least 20 years, probably 25 since I had eggnog. Usually there was the homemade kind where they heat it. It's hot. It's the hot kind, which is fine. Hot or warm, I should say, warm or dead cold like this. But either way, it works wonderfully. If you got $7.49 plus tax to spend, I would highly recommend it. If Johnny Neely does the taste challenge like he's talking about, or the examination, I should say, not taste challenge, I would go out and buy either the Pennsylvania Dutch or the Zachariah Harris eggnog at Mathern's. I think it would be a benefit to buy either one of those, but although I was waiting till 2019 to buy a new purchase. But yeah, this is a good nightcap. I don't think you'd be in danger of drinking too much. It's too rich. It's too full-bodied. I don't think you'll see anybody overdoing it. With something like the Hunter Rye, yeah, it's light enough bodied. It's drinkable enough. It's mild enough and light enough that if you played around with that, you could get really wrecked. 90 proof. 90 proof. Don't play games with it, because it will play games with you. But as a sweet nightcap, the benchmark, the McAfee's benchmark, number 8, old number 8, eggnog is a real winner. Thank you. Good night. Have a good week. In about 2 days, well, less than that, a day and a half, we'll be doing a taste challenge with Black Velvet Reserve versus Canadian Limited. Ooh, Canadian Limited. Well, 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 well. What a fascinating product. Thank you for watching this video production, and toodly-doo.